For this pattern, the tools you're going to want is your double knit rotating loom with the larger topper, your yarn. This is a number 4 worsted weight yarn. It's Yarn Inspirations Chevron and Cinnamon Swirl Cake. The colorway is Slush. Slush. I liked the collars. The reason I'm using this is for the Chevron COWL. There is going to be collar changing, and I don't want to have to cut yarn and join it. These collars I think are very pretty. Kind of excited about it. I've got my loom tools. This is my normal like ergonomic tool. They do sell the double hook tool. That is to help you knit over a little faster. I need a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, some peg markers. We'll go ahead and mark the pegs before we do anything else. I am using 2 different color peg markers to help me know exactly what I'm doing. So every 6 peg, you put a mark on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way around. Same thing with the inside loom. And you'll want a yarn guide. This is just a tube that goes over the yarn. You hold that with your hand and it helps you wrap the pegs faster. This is a straw I cut up. I like using these because the straw bends. It moves, so it's easy to get it through the pegs. We will be doing a stockinette stitch cast on. And to hold my yarn in place, I'm just going to tie a little knot here. Nothing tight. I'll be undoing this after a few rounds. Alright, start our cast on. I have that purple one there. It's marking my very last peg, so I know. For a stockinette stitch, go up. These are the ones with the arrows. I'm going behind them. Go down. You are doing, this is how you wrap the pegs for the entire loom. Back at the beginning, push the yarn on the pegs all the way down. This is where our scrap yarn comes in. You want to pull the strands down between that first peg. You got those arrows, so let's go right between those. I'm going to tie a knot just so that doesn't get pulled out. This just separates this first round, and we will be coming back later and finishing that off, giving it a very nice edge. We have one more round to finish off our cast on, and you are wrapping the exact same way. You will knit over every peg. Let's take that bottom loop over the top. I'm holding this strand. It's coming from this peg. You knit that one over, then you don't have to hold on to that anymore. This pattern is a 3-round repeat. Round 1, you move stitches. Round 2 and 3 are stockinette stitch, which you already know how to do. Here is where the collar of the peg comes in handy. The PDF, the very first round, every single peg number that you move the stitches to is listed. What we do is we're creating those V shapes, and that is done by increases and decreases. The blue pegs, we are going to be decreasing. The yellow pegs, increasing. Let me do a round and show you what I mean. We're moving pegs. We want to moving stitches. We want to move all these stitches over one. So take this one, this blue peg that's marked, the stitch markers, the blue stitch marker that's marking the peg, that has 2 on it. See, that's our decrease. These stitches are going to this peg, and we are doing that on both sides. So here, this one moves over. Those ones moved towards the blue one. There are 3 stitches on this peg now. So that is our decrease. Now to do increases, you are creating extra space. So these empty pegs, that is our increase. We go around the loom, the inner loom and the inner loom and this outside loom, we work the exact same for the entire project. So if this peg's empty on this side, it's going to be empty on that side. If this one has 3 on this side, it's going to have 3 on that side. Blue peg. Alright, it's got 2 stitches. Now we're moving the rest of them towards it. Leaving the yellow marker with an empty peg on both sides. The entire project, the pegs that are marked, those stitches never move. The yellow one, there will never be more than 1 stitch on this peg. The blue marked ones, they will have 3 stitches on them for your decrease increase row. So we're going to move these ones to it. This is what you got. 3 pegs, 3 stitches, empty, empty, 3 stitches, empty, empty. Inside loom, outside loom, they both match. Working yarn is coming from this peg. It has 4 stitches on it all together. Those bottom 3 go over that top 1. That locks that in. Knit over every peg on the loom. The pegs that only have the 1 stitch on them where they were moved, there isn't a stitch to knit over, so those ones you will skip. push all the stitches down, do one more round of stockinette stitch. At this point, you repeat those 3 rounds over and over until it is the length that you would like it to be. You have round 1. That is moving your stitches, doing your increases and your decreases. Then 2 rounds of stockinette. To bind off, we move all the stitches from the inside loom to the outer loom. And then we will be using what is called a super stretchy bind off. You want to make sure you have enough working yarn that wraps around your loom 3-4 times. Inside loom is empty, outside loom, each peg has 2 stitches on it. Take your working yarn, hold it across your peg 1. Take your loom tool down through the top of both stitches on that peg, on peg 2. Pull the working yarn up through the bottom of that stitch. Now we're going to go back 1 and pull the working yarn down through the stitches on that peg. Working yarn is coming from peg 1, skip peg 2, working yarn up through the bottom of the stitches. Go back 1, working yarn down through. This is what you do all the way around. Working yarn is coming from peg 2, skip peg 3, pull up through peg 4. And I'm holding my finger back here when I'm pulling the working yarn through. That just helps keep my tension going. You can actually just pop all of this off the loom. We want to finish up this cast on edge. I'm going to start right behind that cast on string because the very last stitch is going to come through this. Pick up your first 2 loops. See that string right there is just to hold this first row out for you. So you pick your first 2 up, pull a second through, pick up the next, back at our cast on tail here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that string out. But what I do here is you just take that tail and pull it through, get a good hold on it, pull it through there, and take and weave your ends in. Look! Okay, you are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. I think this is such a fun design.